Now, can UP win it all in Game 2 tonight, or will Ateneo bounce back and force a Game 3? Well, basketball analyst Josh Reyes gives us a preview of tonight's pivotal Game 2 of the UAAP Finals.
Exciting times in terms of the UAAP Finals. We've got, imagine, UP stealing Game 1 from Ateneo, and they're just proving that this improved recruiting program of theirs, improved basketball program in general, is paying dividends as early as now on year 1 almost of Coach Goldwyn Monteverde's reign. And they're giving Ateneo a lot to think about and prepare for this coming Game 2.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's take a look at the stats from the first game. We're going to flash on our screens. There it is. UP. If we take a look at the numbers here, of course, final score 81-74 in favor of the Fighting Maroons. They led the rebounding category, just one. Pero kung titingnan natin dito, yung steals, may slight edge sila by 3 din. Ateneo had more assists, 21-16. As we know, Ateneo loves to share that basketball with their motion offense. But if we take a closer look here, Coach Josh, eto, yung turnovers, mas marami Ateneo, 7 more to be exact, 26-19. And UP also did more damage inside the paint here, 44-36 points yung inside points. Second chance points, 22-11, so they dominated the paint here. Fast break points, they had 9 more than Ateneo. Bench points. So if we take a look at the other numbers, parang uncharacteristic of Ateneo na dito sila mas dehado.
Well, yeah, but UP also did a great job. A lot of coaches have already known this for quite a while, that the key to beating Ateneo is to disrupt their, like you said, their motion offense, or basically their offensive system in general, to disrupt their ball movement and force Ateneo to play one-on-one. The problem is, a lot of times, most of the teams Ateneo face don't have the tools to play Ateneo one-on-one, the tools, the athleticism, or even the depth to do that. Now, looking at UP's lineup, they have the ability to do that. So what they did was really load up on everybody, not help unnecessarily, and really force Ateneo to play one-on-one. And this is the reason why Ateneo had all these turnovers. UP was all over the place, hugging their men, being on the passing lanes, and playing physical, most importantly. If we talk about, Andre, the 4 factors of winning a basketball game, when we talk about advanced stats, it's effective field goal percentage, it's free throw rate, it's turnover percentage, and it's offensive rebound percentage. So UP just won 3 of those. And most importantly, it's of the offensive rebounding percentage.
Mm-hmm.
A bit a small margin, but if knowing Coach Tab and having worked with Coach Tab for a long time, offensive rebounding is really one of his keys. And for a team coached by Tab to lose that with tools like Ange Kwame over there is a big thing. And Save Lucero is a huge part of that. I believe he had 6 or 7 offensive rebounds, and we saw one of the biggest ever of that of the miss of Carl Tamayo to make things interesting and make things competitive in the 4th quarter. But yeah, we can dwell a lot on the numbers and really how the UP players performed in that game. And finally, look at this number. You said it you said it, Andre, that these numbers really point towards UP. But at the end of the day, look at the free throws. Mm-hmm. How many free throws did Ateneo miss? UP coming away with 20 of 24 free throws for 83%. Ateneo had 1 more free throw attempt. They attempted 25, but only making 11 for 33%. So really, UP had a great game plan. Everybody played well, but if Ateneo knocked down their free throws, maybe it would have not gone into overtime. So that's basketball. Sometimes it's a make or miss game. James Spencer, made that 3-pointer to set it to overtime, and that spelled the difference. And it's a really an interesting game. It offers so much in terms of adjustment, in terms of variance, in game style per quarter, and it's very fun for me to watch as a coach.
Solid talaga. It's like this is the after 2 years of no UAAP. This is the finals we get. Ateneo UP. It's just a treat to all the basketball fans. Well, if we take a look at five Fighting Maroons scored in double figures, coach, in game one. And we normally see that from Ateneo, having not just one but more players score in double digits. Hindi pa natin ayan na. Richie Rivero was the leading scorer with 19 points. Save Lucero with 17 and also grabbing 13 rebounds. James Spencer with an efficient shooting performance here. 5 of 8, 62%. He also shot 3 of 4 from downtown, 75%, all in 35 minutes. And counting that big three he took with so much confidence. Malik Diouf also here with a double-double, 10 points, 15 boards in 31 minutes. Carl Tamayo, this kid has a bright future in the UAAP and in Philippine basketball in general. 10 points, 9 boards, 3 assists, 5 steals for Carl Tamayo in 30 minutes. If you take a look at these numbers, Coach, grabe. What makes this UP team so dynamic and dangerous, especially here in the UAAP finals? And taking a look with hindi masyadong experience in UAAP seniors finals.
Well, really, it starts with their defense. Like I said, hugging up on their men, staying in the passing lanes, and just using their athleticism to try to defend Ateneo one-on-one. And with that, they're them forcing Ateneo to a lot of turnovers. And you see here, most of those points, those UP names were able to share because of their 26 points off turnover. So they were able to get stops and go out running the break, where UP is very, very dangerous. But outside of the scoring, Andre, I really want to talk about Carl Tamayo. Man, he I think during these UAAP playoffs, he's putting up some Jason Tatum-like performances in terms of scoring and defending when he needs to. He only had 10 points, but I believe he was still the major factor in that game one win because, like I said, and we're going to stick with this team because this is what Ateneo needs to solve. Again, UP is just loading up on their men. They're not helping traditionally. So they're forcing Ateneo to go one-on-one. And a huge stretch in the fourth quarter, Ateneo decided to go to Ange Kwame on the post one-on-one against Carl Tamayo. And Carl Tamayo defended Ange Kwame one-on-one without help. And that was huge. Carl Tamayo had consecutive huge stops against Ange Kwame, foiling that adjustment of Ateneo and leading UP to this comeback and eventual victory. So, you did not see this. He had some good stats, but more importantly, that one-on-one defense against Ange down low was key really to sustaining that defense that UP wanted to do.
Well, Coach Josh, I don't know if you'll agree with me, but probably is. This is one of the best UP teams, or probably the best UP team we've seen in years. Na kompleto sila, and they're very dynamic. They have the tools. They can hit you from outside. They can damage you also from inside. And we saw this UP Fighting Maroons, kumbaga, transform, diba? In front of our very eyes. Kumbaga, from masaya na lang pag may isang panalo, di ba? Magbo-bonfire sila. And then, yung atin to, sina Paul Desiderio, Diego Dario, sina June Manzo. And then now here, James Spencer, Richie Rivero, Save Lucero, Carl Tamayo. These guys, they are legit. They can actually just win the UAAP with just one game. What can you say about the program in general of UP? Ngayon, they're just one win away from claiming their first UAP title since in 36 long years.
Of course, it's plain to see how improved it is, but it starts with the recruitment program, the budget for recruitment as well. So they're able to really match Ateneo in terms of recruitment. So now they have even more depth than Ateneo. Ateneo usually had, the advantage in talent, the advantage in depth, and the advantage, the advantage with good coaching to combine with all that. Now, there's a team in UP that matches the talent and depth, and also has pretty good coaching as well with Coach Goldwyn. So it really makes things interesting. If you look at it, yung Ateneo pa nga ang may lineup disadvantage because UP down the line has really solid talent with backups. Well, Ateneo, you can argue that Ateneo has a disadvantage in the power forward spot, wherein Ateneo really has to rely on Verano, who's very undersized to perform and score and try to get rebounds. And we saw in game one, Verano, tried his hardest, scored a lot of points, performed very well on offense, but was a little undermatched with was a little overmatched in terms of rebounding, because those are athletic and some big boys at the power forward spot for UP in Xavier Lucero and Carl Tamayo. So again, it's very interesting because I'm sure, I'm excited to see what Ateneo comes up with to counter that, to solve these problems in terms of offensive rebounding and their difficulty in execution. At the same time, I know that Coach Goldwyn would have a lot of tricks up his sleeve to have an in-game adjustment as well. Like I said, there's a lot of potential in gameplay variance in game two, so it makes it very, very interesting.
Yeah, and if there's one coach who is also brilliant in adjusting, it's Coach Tab Baldwin. Let's not count out the champs, diba? They're defending champs for a reason, and they were once undefeated, and then they faced UP in the elimination round, in the second round. Tapos yun nga, natalo sila, ended that 39-game winning streak. And then, lagi ko nga sinasabi, it's hard to believe that Ateneo can be beaten 2 in a row, but they lost to UP now 2 in a row. Parang now it's going to be 3 in a row if they lose game 2. If we dissect, sabi mo, yung inside, they have to do a lot of adjusting there. But if you're gonna criticize Ateneo some more, ano pa yung mga kailangan nilang ayusin? It's just hard to believe that we're talking about Ateneo and their mistakes.
Yeah, so Coach Goldwyn has done a marvelous job in forcing Ateneo to play one-on-one, to really force them to ad-lib, because they're taking away Ateneo's ball movement and not helping like they normally did in the past. So, just Ateneo has to find a way to counter this, to play ball that's outside of their system, to ad-lib a little bit, find openings elsewhere. And I believe it's part of Ateneo's program. It's part of what Coach Tab teaches. They're just not used to it. And finally, I think the young Ateneo players are finding themselves in a dogfight in a very, very high stakes environment. And guys like Dave Ildefonso are missing in that game. And he's one of the most important players there for Ateneo to succeed. Granted, it's Dave's first finals in the UAAP, so there will be adjustments. And I'm not criticizing Dave because of his missed shots and all that. It's really the turnovers, the 6 turnovers, and some of them were big, that led to UP getting out in transition for first fast break. So, young guys like that, calming themselves down, just playing ball, understanding what UP is trying to do, and countering it. On the same matter, UP knows this, and what can they do if it gets countered? Do they have a zone? Do they have a different scheme? Do they have a different, player combination? But I guess I really believe that everything, UP is really forcing Ateneo to be in a dogfight, to make the game a little bit ugly, and that just gives UP enough time or enough opportunity to have their stars, their big guns perform in the clutch. Richie Rivero, getting his points in the end game. Xavier, I gotta commend the little guy, Joel Kagulangan, and really, he's scoring, he's setting up the plate for his teams. And then when UP makes a basket, he's right up on the point guard, denying straight away. And he's really doing a marvelous job, as well as Harold Alarcon, giving UP very important minutes with CJ Cancino Cancino's injury.
Coach, let's go to your fearless forecast. Can UP win it all today and finish the job, winning a UAP title? Last time was back in 1986 with guys like Coach Ronnie Magsano, Benji Paras. Or will Ateneo send this series to a winner-take-all Game 3, which I'm sure the fans are hoping for?
Can they win it? Of course they can. You know, it's basketball. They have the talent. They have the coaching. You know, they have the drive to be able to finish the job. They have momentum, that's for sure. But it's going to be a close call. You know, like you said, don't count the champions out. Ateneo will come into this game fully prepared, you know, knowing what they need to do in order to come up with the victory, in order to come up with 2 straight victories, in fact. So it's really going to be interesting. I really believe that, you know, UP has one option, but it's just to keep this ball game close like game 1, to give themselves a chance in the end game. And I believe, you know, that's how it would be. UP's chance is to keep it close and just try to steal it in the end. But of course, with that talent, you know, with the confidence that they have, you never know what's going to happen. And Ateneo, you know, if they find the right counters early in the ball game, you know, Ateneo might pull away with the victory, and then that leaves UP. It'll leave UP now having the turn to adjust for Game 3.